Warm welcome. You're with the latest on headlines. Today we're going to cut across directly to Gujarat at this point of time where the Chinese President Xi Jinping has arrived on a 3-day visit. Now India hopes that this will mark a new chapter in relationship between India and China. Now Jinping arrived at Ahmedabad a little after 2:30 p.m. and was treated to a red carpet welcome. These visuals that you're seeing at this point of time is the cavalcade which is escorting Xi Jinping's cavalcade from Hyatt Hotel in Ahmedabad all the way to the Sabarmati riverfront at the Gandhi Ashram. Now earlier on, to give our viewers perspective, 2:30 p.m. is when he landed at Ahmedabad. Red carpet welcome by the Gujarat Governor O.P. Kohli and Chief Minister Anandiben Patel. The Chinese President is accompanied with his wife Peng Liyuan. An hour later, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi welcomed the two at a city hotel at the Hyatt Hotel in Ahmedabad, where a series of engagements were planned. The two of them signed 3 important MOUs there. And now, as we speak, the Chinese president is being escorted to the Gandhi Ashram, making him the first Chinese president to visit the Gandhi Ashram. To give our viewers perspective on the first day at Ahmedabad, well, from the Hyatt Hotel, Mr. Xi Jinping and his wife will be taken to the Sabarmati Ashram, the Gandhi Ashram there, where at about 7:30 there will be an early dinner, and both the Chinese president and Narendra Modi, the Indian Prime Minister, will then be flying back to the national capital, and the meeting, of course, will be resumed tomorrow morning. I'd like to cut across. Our strategic affairs editor, Gaurav Sawant, has been holding fort in Gujarat, getting us the very latest. Gaurav, quickly, if you can take us through with what's happening right now. We had just visuals of the cavalcade which is escorting Xi Jinping from the Hyatt Hotel to the Sabarmati Ashram. Can you give us details?
At the Sabarmati Ashram, President Xi Jinping will be given a glimpse of Indian culture, of Indian tradition. Both he and his wife would then be escorted to the Sabarmati Ashram, where a charkha, the traditional spinning wheel that Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, that he used, a replica of that would be presented to him. Also, a pictorial on the life and teachings of Mahatma Gandhi will be presented to him. He'll walk around the ashram before the Prime Minister then escorts him down the Sabarmati riverfront to give him a glimpse of traditional Gujarati culture, food, dance. There will be, some songs there, and then a walk down the Sabarmati before they settle down for early dinner.
Gaurav, the meeting with the Chinese president comes in between Narendra Modi's visit to Japan and then his visit to the United States next week. The clear agenda of the talks would possibly will be focused on investment and opening trade, especially from the Chinese point of view. Are we reading in too much on this?
Well, China is very keen to invest in India. From what we've been told, they were waiting for a stable government. They're hoping for quick decision making so that they get returns on their investment. That is something that both China and Japan were very keen. They are hopeful there will be areas of mutual investment and cooperation between the two countries that they'll be able to sort out, like the industrial park in Gujarat, like an industrial park in China, in Maharashtra, also energy investment, infrastructure investment. That is something that they're looking forward to. They'll also offer bullet train and high-speed trains, not just the trains, but also the tracks. India.
Gaurav, away from all of this, India might want to downplay it at the diplomatic front at this juncture, but it really cannot escape the border issues it's facing. Now, currently, as we speak, reports of what's going on in the Demchok area.
So what my sources in the government are telling me, India does not want to downplay it. India is raising this at the highest level. This is on the agenda of talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Chinese President Xi Jinping. There is a disputed border. It's the longest border dispute in the world. It's been lasting. It's been there for half a century, and a solution has to be found. As a Chinese diplomat recently mentioned, India has complained of roughly 400 incursions from the Chinese side. China has complained of roughly 450 incursions from the Indian side, because both sides go to claim line. So the effort is to ensure that the relationship is taken forward, the boundary dispute is there. The effort is to find a solution and as best to the advantage of both the countries.
Gaurav, before we let you go and keep tracking all the details at the Sabarmati Ashram, give us three big takeaways for viewers who are just joining us, which will come out of this visit.
This is a display of India's soft power. The Chinese were very keen, the Chinese delegation, the president, of course, himself, to visit the Sabarmati Ashram. And at the Sabarmati Ashram, they are walking down the place where the father of the nation used to stay. There at the Sabarmati Ashram, just when the Prime Minister, the freedom struggle was on, his teachings of non-violence and truth for freedom. That is what is on display here at the Sabarmati Ashram. A traditional spinning wheel will be presented to the Chinese president here, and after this, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will take him for a walk down the Sabarmati riverfront. So there's lots on the agenda till 8 o'clock, roughly 8 o'clock, when the Chinese president flies back to Delhi.
Gaurav, one quick question before we let you go. There is a theory at this point of time that maybe India is reading too much into this visit, because where China is concerned, it's mainly interested in trade and influence, trying to strategically encircle India.
That is a fact. There is no denying that it's a fact that the way China is investing in all countries in India's neighborhood, whether it is in Myanmar, in Sri Lanka, in Maldives, in Pakistan. And this is something that, one, India will have to live with, and India will have to take effective countermeasures. And the visit to Japan, engaging with Vietnam, deeply engaging with Myanmar, all of this is India increasing its sphere of influence. So the effort either way then is to find a solution and the best way forward to ensure India's national interest is best protected in the given situation.
All right, Gaurav, do stay with us. Do stay with us. We're going to come right back to you in just about 2 minutes' time. To apprise our viewers who are just joining us, the visuals that you're seeing on your television screen are from the Hyatt Hotel. Now, as we speak, we believe that the president, the Chinese president, and his wife and Prime Minister Narendra Modi would be making their way to the Sabarmati Gandhi Ashram. My colleague and our strategic affairs editor Gaurav Sawant has been tracking every move and getting us one up on all developments there. Meanwhile, as the two Asian giants come together, it is the unprovoked aggression from the Chinese front which will top the agenda, as confirmed by Gaurav Sawant. There was a train of thought which believed that India was looking to downplay the incident of Chinese incursions along the line of actual control, but with what we are picking up right now, and we were just speaking to our strategic affairs editor, is that India will strongly put forth the issue of border security and the recent incursions. Currently, as we speak, the one that India is facing in Demchok Leh area. Troops of the People's Liberation Army have intruded 500 meters inside Indian territory and put up tents near the Demchok village in Ladakh. A total of 334 incursions from the Chinese side have been reported along India's disputed border with China in 2014 alone. Another flag meeting was held between military commanders on Monday after a troop face-off in Shumar. A civilian confrontation has been persisting in Demchok as well. India has strongly objected to the People's Liberation Army's attempts to construct a road leading right up to the line of actual control. Both sides, though, have agreed to a draw down and sit-up teams to re-establish peace. Now, this is an issue that is likely to be taken up in talks between Modi and President Xi Jinping as well, and that is what has been confirmed by our strategic affairs editor, who is still on the phone line with us. Gaurav, if you are still with us, can you take us through what you were talking about, that you've spoken to your sources and it believed that India will strongly take up the issue of border security?
Preeti, from what my sources are telling me, the way forward to settle the boundary issue, to address the boundary issue, will be taken up at the level of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Chinese President Xi Jinping. Tactical level incursions like the current one in Demchok is handled at the level of tactical field commanders. So the aim of the two heads of government and state meeting is not to address Demchok. They will look for mechanisms. You had 17 rounds of boundary talks between special representatives of India and China. At this point of time, the effort is to find a way forward, and that clearly will be what will be the mechanism for talks. Will it continue to remain the national security advisor speaking to his Chinese counterpart, the deputy foreign minister, or will it be escalated? Will it be intensified? New rules of the game will come up with the new regime So that is what the Prime Minister and the Chinese President will decide today and tomorrow.
Well, the clear agenda of the talks would be to include possibilities of investment. We're going to cut across right back to Gaurav on that 3 important MOUs being signed. Now, is a cash-rich China looking to outwit rival Japan by pledging to invest billions of dollars in Indian infrastructure projects? In the run-up to the Chinese Premier's visit, Chinese officials had escalated talks of scaling up investment in India, regarded widely as the most safe investment destination, especially after Japan announced it was committed to investing $35 billion in India. The decision was taken during Prime Minister's visit to Tokyo. While Japan backed the Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train project, Chinese officials have shown interest in the Chennai and Bangalore-Mumbai corridors for high-speed trains. Gaurav Sawant is still with us. Gaurav, it's quite interesting because diplomatically it's paying off for India, isn't it?
Yes, while there is a boundary dispute between India and China, the aim is to find a solution to that and take the economic relationship forward. One will not be held hostage by the other. That is the grand design in this meeting. And India, from what my sources are telling me, intends to move forward in a very aggressive manner to gain from this as China expects to gain. From what Prime Minister Narendra Modi is understood to have said, this is a mutually beneficial relationship. It is China's investing money in India not out of charity, but China sees the biggest market in the region, perhaps in the world, that's available to it. That is India. That's one part of the story.
Right.
The second part, China wants to invest in Indian infrastructure because it hopes to get big returns out of a stable government in India. Speedy decision making is what China expects of India, as does Japan, and that is what they hope to take back from this visit. Will this find solutions to the boundary dispute?
Right.
Clearly no. But at least it's a step forward in the right direction, Preeti.
Gaurav, on the lighter side, away from all the business and the talks, there's quite a red carpet rolled out for the Chinese president and his wife. We believe that at the Sabarmati River fronts, there are Swiss luxury tents that have been organized with a spread of over 150 Gujarati dishes.
Oh, absolutely. That is, hospitality, traditional Gujarati style, Preeti. You and I have reported the Gujarat elections extensively, and we've seen traditional Gujarati hospitality. So, it's the entire Gujarati thali that is being laid out. 150 vegetarian dishes, vegetarian delicacies. There's dhokla, there's khakra, there's thepla. The list is virtually endless. Mohan Bhog for dessert, there's kheer, there's khirni, there's kulfi.
Yes.
There is so much, here as desserts also.
Right.
Plus, traditional Gujarati Garba dance, Dandiya Ras. There are lights that will come up in a very spectacular manner. So massive show of India's cultural power on display at the Sabarmati riverfront.